Hey, this will be the video review of the Warrior charts for the week of December 28th of 2009, our last week of this year. Today is January 1st, so Happy New Year's to everybody. If you're new to this, what we do on the Bull Warrior website is send out 5 chart setups every week, and they go over different chart patterns. You can see our 5 categories right here. We explain what they are, so I'd encourage you to go through that if you're new to it. But this past week was very good. We actually had 4 winners and then 1 loser. A couple bigger ones, a couple small ones, and then we, like I said, did have 1 loser. But overall, it was a good week, especially for a short week, and one of those that's notoriously less volume because of the holidays. So let's just get started. We actually had another focus chart this week. We were watching AFPW, and this was a bottom bouncer play. So what we were looking at is how we had this hammer candle, and then it had come up, started to make higher lows. So we wanted to watch it and see if there's going to be any sort of big volume to see any sort of move upwards. So note that it closed at 0.044, and this was last Thursday because remember last Friday was Christmas, so the market was closed. So on Thursday it closed at 0.044, and then let's go see what happened. So this is what this blue line here just represents what the chart looked like when it was notified. And then you can see this past week made a nice move and went all the way up and hit 0.065. So that right there is a 44% possible gain. Maybe you didn't make all that, but let's just say you made 20%, 25%. Not too bad for only a few days worth of work. So this was our first winner of the week, and our biggest, and it was our focus chart. So we were pretty pleased with that. Before I go on, I do want to note that if you're interested in receiving these newsletters, all you got to do is go to bullwarriorstocks.com, subscribe to the free newsletter. You also get a free ebook, and then you'll get other newsletters besides this one. But this is the Bull Warrior charts are just one of the many types of emails we send out. So like I said, if you are interested, just go to bullwarriorstocks.com. So AFPW was a 44% possible winner. Our next play that we were looking at for a chart was our pattern play, which was TNL, and what we were looking for is just a possible bounce. You can see that they had a bunch of lows right around the same area. There was decreasing volume here, so we're looking for maybe an increase. But the key thing here was that the lows were really just right around the same area. So let's pull up the chart and see what happened with this one. So once again, this line is what the chart looked like when we notified it. And then it's kind of hard to see, but if you zoom in, you can see it did make a nice little up move there. So from here, went up. And this was a 5.15% move. And if you watch our other videos, you know our rule is it's got to at least be 5% to be counted as a winner. So although not a huge winner, still 5% in a few days is pretty good, especially if you walk into your local bank. I don't even think you can get 5% on a 6-month CD. So 5% in 3 days, pretty good when you put things into perspective about what you could get at your local bank. Our next one was VG. This was our trend trading play, meaning we're looking for uptrends and we're just going to go with the trend. You can see that this was clearly in a nice uptrend over the past couple months. Had a nice move here, had a red candle, so possible pullback entry here, as it might pull back a little bit before heading back up. And this is a dollar stock, so what's great about these is it doesn't take too much for the percentages to add up. So let's see what happened with VG on the week. So once again, here is what the chart looked like. You can see we did have a pullback, so a nice little buying opportunity here for people if they wanted to get in, and then had this nice upwards move here. And although it might not look like too much, remember this was not a very expensive stock, so the percentages add up quicker, and this was a 5.7% move. So once again, 5% is our cutoff to make it a winner. But if you go to your bank, there's no way you're going to get 5.7% on your money in 2 or 3 days like this. So another winner for us. So as you can see, we have been having a nice week here. Our next one was FTK. This was our volume alert play, simply meaning we're looking for a chart where the volume is just huge out of nowhere. So you can see this volume bar, you can compare it to everything else, way above average. and we had a possible pullback of 120 if it did go back. Or I didn't outline this, but this is why hopefully people take the time to understand charts. But we had this 50-day simple moving average sloping downward, so this was a resistance. So this would have been a breakout entry where if it had broken 145, that's, or excuse me, 144, which is where this moving average was, that would be your cue to buy. That would be your buy signal, because it would be buying on strength. So right here you can see that it gapped up, and when it broke through this 50-day, it made this big move up. And once again, this is a dollar stock, so it doesn't take too much to get it going. But after it broke through at this 144 level, so let's just say you got in at 145, went up all the way to 162, and that was actually 11.7% move. So literally in one day, in a few hours, you could have made 11% on your money just by buying on that breakout there. You can see the nice volume continued. So this was another big winner, our second biggest, 11% in a couple of days, because you can see up here it gapped up again. So 2 days right here to really make some nice money on the break of this. This one, or you could have waited for a pullback and maybe gotten in as it kind of shot back up there. So FTK was another great one for us. Our loser for the week was ACAS, and I'll explain kind of why it was a loser. But this was our pending breakout, meaning we were looking for a certain spot and then wanted to buy on the breakout. For this one, we were looking at the 200-day simple moving average, which was right here. So let's just pull up the chart, and you can see what happened here. So this is what the chart. Here's this orange line. This is the 200-day. What happened was it gapped way up above it, so you wouldn't want to buy up there because it was already way above where our breakout point was. But a possible good entry, because this resistance had turned into a support, was to wait until and see if it pulled back and then buy at the breakout point, which it did. It pulled right back to the 200-day simple moving average. However, as you can see, there was just never any follow through. It fell right back through. So if you had gotten in here, you'd probably get stopped out right around there somewhere. And this would have been a losing trade just because, it never did bounce. Obviously nothing is 100%. You got to remember, charts aren't always going to, give you profits, but with money management, you could, this was an easy one to take a quick loss on, because you could see that this moving average wasn't going to hold, and it was just time to cut your losses and go elsewhere. So this was our loser, kind of disappointing. I actually traded this one, got in here, and then took a loss on it just because, like I said, I saw there was no follow through to it. So, keep your losses small and let your winners ride, and, you always come out ahead. It's just, simple math. Don't let the percentages get too big when it's going against you. So that wraps up the week. Hopefully everyone made some money and had a chance, even though it was shortened. Once again, Happy New Year's to everybody, as it is January 1st, 2010. I hope everybody had a good night last night, and here's to a good, prosperous new year. And one last time, bullwarriorstocks.com. That's where you go to sign up for these sorts of newsletters. And if you have any other questions, let me know. But I'll have a new batch of Warrior charts out probably tomorrow for the new year. So everybody have a good one, and let me know if you have any questions.